I love you. I love you. And I've always loved you.
You're a fucking baby.
Because you start physical fights?
You're such a baby!
Because
Grow
you,
the fuck up,
because you
Johnny.
start physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did.
But I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
Is it your testimony that you never committed any act of what would be considered domestic violence against Mr. Depp?
Oh my god, I thought the first time.
Amber, I lost a fucking finger, man. Come on.
I did my best to defend myself and not get seriously hurt.
Cooperated, then it is a plan. I'm going to put makeup on myself and take pictures throughout years and just sit on it for years.
Hi everybody, how are you today? My name is Shanda and welcome to my channel. And today I want to say thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will give it a chance. And if you are returning to my channel, I want to say as always, thank you so much for returning to my channel. I really appreciate it and it really does mean a lot to me. I also want to say that I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. It was Christmas yesterday, and I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I know that a lot of people couldn't see a lot of their family because of the pandemic and everything going on right now, especially if they have older elders in their family they wanted to see, like their grandmas and stuff. They couldn't see them. But I do want to say I just hope that you guys did have a Merry Christmas and was able to see at least some of your family, or at least got to spend it with your kids or your parents or whatever like that. So Merry Christmas, you guys. 2020 is almost over and let's hope 2021 is a little bit better. So today I want to talk about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard controversy that has been going on for a couple of years now. I want to go ahead and start by like when they first met and go through the relationship, and let's get the whole complete story. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So Johnny Depp met Amber Heard in 2011 on the set of The Rum Diaries, and they actually started dating about a year later in 2012. Now they started dating after Johnny Depp was finished and his divorce was finalized with Vanessa Paradis. Now him and Vanessa were actually together for 14 years and they raised 2 children together. But when Johnny started dating Amber, some rumors have came out recently. Now I don't know if this is true. It's all this is alleged and everything, but some of Amber's friends that were close to her at the time of 2012 and her former assistant came out and said that when Amber first started dating Johnny Depp, she was reluctant to tell them who she was dating. Every time they asked her, she just kept saying like, oh, it's just this older guy. I don't know if I'm really that into him. He's kind of, I don't know. He's older. And she wouldn't tell them who it was. Now, already to me, that's a little weird because, I mean, he's Johnny Depp. Everybody knows who Johnny Depp is. Why don't you just tell them who he is? But it's like she was really embarrassed about dating him, and she just kept saying, he's an older guy. I don't know if we're gonna stay together. I don't know how I feel about him, but he's this older guy. And in my opinion, if you're dating someone, when you first start dating someone, and everything's so great, and it's like the honeymoon phase they call it, and everything's so wonderful, and during that time, if you are like reluctant to tell your friends who you're dating and you don't even want to talk about it, that seems to me like you're not really that into him. And like, why are you even dating him if you're embarrassed to even tell anybody? So why are you even dating him? And the fact that it's Johnny Depp and he's like a huge name in Hollywood and he's super famous and rich, that kind of makes me think there might have been an ulterior motive there in the beginning, maybe. I don't know, but that's just a theory.
She's got a point.
So anyway, they dated, what the hell? So they dated for 3 years and they end up getting married in 2015. Here it is. I set out all my makeup like around here and then it's staring me in the face and I'm like, where is it? Anyways, they got married in 2015. Now in May 20th, my God, May 20th, 2016, Johnny Depp's mother dies. Now this was incredibly traumatic for Johnny Depp because him and his mother were very close. They had a really good relationship and he was just very, very upset. Now his mother, she passed away May 20th in 2016. Now May 21st, 2016, one day later, the cops respond to Johnny and Amber's residence. They were fighting and she says that Johnny was accusing her of something and he ended up pulling her hair or whatever. Now the cops end up saying that there was no proof of anything, nobody had any marks, and they concluded that no crime had been committed at this time. So the cops leave, and then 3 days after his mother passes on May 23rd, Amber goes and files for divorce from Johnny, claiming irreconcilable differences. Now, this is just my opinion, but how are you fighting with someone one day after their mother passes away? Like, if I was with someone or my significant other or anybody that I cared about had someone very close to them pass away, I would not be fighting with them. Like, there's no way I would be fighting with them. And even if they were being like a turd and was trying to fight with me, I would do everything that I could to kind of just, blow it off and not react to it, because deep down, I know that they're hurting and they're going through something horrible. So I would do my best to baby them. So the fact that one day later, the cops responded to their residence for them fighting that's crazy to me, but that's just me. But anyways, Amber said in her divorce that she wanted 3 of Johnny Depp's 5 houses with all expenses paid. She wanted like all the bills paid for all of those houses every single month. And 2 of those 3 houses that she wanted already had people living in them. So she wanted those people kicked out, and she wanted those houses with all expenses paid every month. She also wanted $50,000 a month in spending money, and she wanted his Range Rover and a few more of his cars, I believe. So when I saw that, I was kind of like, whoa, hold on, sister, you guys haven't even been married for 2 years and you want all of this? Like, I don't know if that's quite fair, but whatever. So Amber started receiving a lot of backlash from the public, calling her a gold digger and saying that she never really cared for Johnny. She just always wanted his money. So she ended up dropping that claim, and they ended up settling outside of court, I think. And the divorce was finalized in 2016. And when the divorce was finalized, Amber ended up getting a $7 million settlement, and Amber gets to keep her dogs, and Johnny Depp gets to keep all of his homes and all of his property, including his private island in the Bahamas, which actually one of the houses that Amber previously wanted was on his private island, so she kind of wanted a chunk of his island, but he ended up being able to keep all of his property, all of his private island, and he got to keep all of his cars and motorcycles, and there was no spousal privilege or alimony for either one, for either Amber or Johnny. So there's also a confidentiality provision that prevents either party from talking ill about the other party or about their relationship together. But anyway, so everything seemed fine. Now, Amber supposedly also donated her entire $7 million settlement to two charities. And now a lot of people claimed that they thought that Amber only donated her settlement to these charities to prove to the public that she was not a gold digger. Now, that's just what people were saying. I mean, I don't really know. But I do have some information about that we will talk about a little later when we get there, but I'm trying to keep everything like in order so it's less confusing. But anyways, so she supposedly donated her entire settlement. So then people are thinking, okay, it was finalized in 2016, a settlement was reached, everything is done, they're moving on, so what's the problem? Well, everything was done and everybody was moving on and everything seemed fine. And then in 2018, Amber decided to break the confidentiality clause and decided to write an article about her relationship and her marriage with Johnny Depp. And now in this article, she claimed that he was abusive and that he physically abused her. And now Amber actually never said Johnny Depp's name in this article, but she said the time, the date, and her husband. Everybody knew she was talking about Johnny Depp. So Johnny fought back and claimed that no, he never abused her. She was never a victim. She was actually the perpetrator, and she actually abused him. And so Amber countered with 14 allegations of domestic abuse she's claimed she suffered by Johnny. Now, after this, a British newspaper in the UK called The Sun, they decided to write an article calling Johnny Depp a wife beater. So they ended up calling him a wife beater, and then after this article, Johnny Depp was fired from Disney and lost his job on Pirates of the Caribbean. So Johnny Depp decided to sue this newspaper for libel. Now, I had to actually look it up because I thought it would be defamation, but libel actually is defamation, but you end up losing jobs because of the defamation that was said about you, and that's exactly what happened here. So the Sun put out these articles this article calling Johnny a wife beater, and then he ended up losing his job from Disney. So Johnny sued them for libel. Now the trial was supposed to start before, but it ended up starting in July of 2020, just this past July, because of COVID-19 and the whole pandemic thing. It was put off for a while, but the trial did start in July of 2020. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the trial a little bit, and I want to go through, there's 14 allegations of abuse from Amber, but we're just going to talk about like 6 of them. There's 6 of them that like really stood out to me that I thought was insane. So I'm just going to talk about all those 6, and I don't really want to do all 14 because it will take a while, but there is a video that I will link down below that quickly goes through every single claim of domestic violence, and I'll link that down below if you guys want to hear the rest of the claims also. Okay, so the first alleged incident of domestic abuse that I want to talk about in this case was after they filed for divorce. Amber had her own apartment, and Johnny went over to that apartment to get some of his things upon Amber's request. So he went to her apartment to get some of his things after she asked him to. Now, once he was in there, Amber started screaming, "Stop hitting me, Johnny." Now, when she started screaming, "Stop hitting me, Johnny," Johnny Depp's security busted in the room, and then his security said, "We were kind of confused because Johnny was over 20 feet away in a different room in the kitchen. So we thought that that was weird because she's screaming, 'Stop hitting me, Johnny.' They rush in incredibly quick, and Johnny's completely 20 feet away in a different room in the kitchen, actually." So the cops were called because she still claimed that he hit her. So the cops were called, and the cops came out. Now, the cops said, quote, they saw no bruises, injuries, or swelling, and they also concluded that no crime had been committed. Now, after this, the judge in the libel case ruled in favor of Amber in this incident and said, quote, there is evidence on which I find compelling of witnesses who saw Miss Heard with injuries to her face and who took photographs. I reached the view that Mr. Depp did assault Miss Heard.
I don't get it.
But the witnesses said nothing happened. So what do you mean? And the cops said there were no injuries. So what do you mean that they saw her with injuries? That confused the crap out of me. I thought that was ridiculous. But moving on, second incident that I want to talk about was actually on a plane, on a private plane. Johnny and Amber were flying somewhere, and they were on a private plane. Now, Amber said that Johnny was jealous of her romantic scene in a movie with James Franco and started accusing her of cheating on him with James Franco. And then Johnny actually said, "No, I was actually sketching in my notebook when Amber started verbally abusing me, and I tried to just playfully tap her on the bottom with my foot to kind of lighten the mood and get her to stop screaming at me." And then Amber said, "No, it wasn't a playful tap. He actually kicked me in the back." And then the judge said, quote, "These verbal insults became, in the course of the flight, physical abuse. Mr. Depp managed to kick Miss Heard on her back or bottom. This was more than a playful tap." Because the judge was there and saw it, I guess. Contrary to what he said, Mr. Depp was jealous of Mr. Franco, who is much younger than Mr. Depp and closer to Miss Heard's age.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What? Okay, so this judge is a psychic and was able to telepathically see what actually happened on the plane, but then he's also a psychologist and knew exactly how Johnny was feeling at that time, and he knows why it happened and that Johnny was jealous. Now, it seems to me like from the get, Johnny was the underdog in this case, and seems like the judge is definitely biased and does not like Johnny. And it kind of seems from this quote that he might have a problem with older men and younger women. That's just kind of what it seems like. Somebody on the outside looking in to these quotes of the judge, that's kind of what it seems. But let's move on. Now, the third incident that I want to talk about is Amber claimed that Johnny assaulted her and severed his own finger by slamming a phone into the wall. And Johnny said no. Amber actually threw a vodka bottle at him, and his hand was like resting on the marble bar. And when she threw a bottle, she threw the first bottle and it went right by his head, and then she threw another vodka bottle, and it landed on his hand and actually severed the tip of his middle finger. Now, the judge sided with Amber again and said, quote, "I accept her evidence of the nature of the assaults by Depp." What evidence? What evidence? There was no evidence admitted in this. He goes on to say, "It must have been terrifying. I accept that Mr. Depp put Amber in fear of her life." What? Nowhere in this incident Amber even said that she was in fear of her life. She just said that he severed his own finger. Okay, see that? What do you guys think? That was ridiculous to me, but let's talk about the fourth incident. Okay, so in the fourth incident, Amber said that Johnny started beating her and threatened to throw her sister down a flight of stairs. Now, Johnny actually said no. What happened was Amber threw a can of Red Bull at him and then started punching him in the face. Now, I actually watched the deposition on this, and Amber does admit to punching Johnny in the face, but she says it was in defense of her sister. So Amber testified that Johnny was hitting her repeatedly, and her sister tried to intervene, and then Johnny almost threw her sister down a flight of stairs.
He was about to push my sister down the stairs. She was attempting to break us up. I am protective over my baby sister. When he laid hands on her, I don't know what I did, but I know I jumped in between the actions that I saw could lead to a fatal injury to my sister. She was standing on the top of a flight of stairs, and she has never hurt anyone in her life, and she does not deserve to be pushed down the flight of stairs. And it looked like she was about to be. And I would have done what anybody who has a child or a sister would have done. I acted defensively in her life. I saw her standing on top of a flight of stairs and trying to interrupt a fight in between him and I. I don't know what part of my body I put in between me and him and her. But I would have done anything. I would have done anything to prevent her from being pushed down a flight of stairs.
Now, Amber's sister Whitney also testified for her and said, yes, that is what happened. But Johnny testified and said, no, that is not what happened. What happened was Amber threw a can of Red Bull at me in the face, and then she started punching me in the face, and Whitney tried to come to my defense, and Amber almost threw her own sister down the flight of stairs. Now, that is what happened. But, of course, the judge sided with Amber, again saying, quote, "I accept that Mr. Depp did assault Miss Heard. As she admitted, she did punch him, but I accept that it was in defense of her sister," end quote. So, okay, this judge sided with Amber on this incident too, which I kind of don't really blame him for, because she did have a witness come and say, yes, that's what happened. But there's actually a surprise witness that came out that's saying, no, that's not what happened. And I'll talk about that a little later when I get there. But I'm just trying to keep it all, so it's less confusing. But yeah, I'll explain that a little later, but it is kind of funny. But it just seems like he's definitely losing, but let's keep going. The fifth incident I want to talk about is another claim of Amber's where they were on a train and she said Johnny assaulted her again. Now, in this incident, Johnny Depp's security guards actually testified and said that he did not hear any kind of commotion whatsoever. He was right next door on the train, the little cubby things, and he said he definitely would have noticed later if Amber would have been injured. To which the judge replied, quote, "I accept that Miss Heard was assaulted by Mr. Depp. I accept that she feared for her life on this occasion."
Well, that was a load of shit.
Now, I gave the judge the benefit of the doubt on the last one, saying, well, she did have another witness that testified and said that that is what happened. Well, then how come on this instant, when Johnny had a witness testify and say, no, I didn't hear anything and I would have noticed if she had been injured, he still sided with Amber. So, I don't know. It doesn't really seem, you know. Okay, now this last incident that I want to talk about is actually Johnny went to Amber's birthday party and he was 2 hours late. Now, Amber said that he arrived 2 hours late and he was drunk and on drugs, and which led them to get in an argument after the guests have left. Now, Johnny actually says no, he was not drunk, he was not on drugs. He was actually at business meetings, which caused him to be late. Now, he said that after the guests have left, he was in bed reading and Amber came up and punched him in the face 4 times before he grabbed her wrists in self-defense. Now, he also said that when he woke up the next morning, either Amber or one of her friends took a dump in their bed. So when he woke up the next morning, there was human poop in the bed next to him.
What the fuck?
Now, Amber told the building manager at this time that it was just a harmless prank, but in court she denied it altogether and said it must have been her dogs. Now, the judge sided with Amber again, saying, quote, Depp assaulted Heard as he has done on previous occasions, and for what it's worth, I consider that it is unlikely that Heard or one of her friends was responsible for the feces.
What, are you kidding me?
Okay, so the judge is acting like he knows Amber and her friends well enough to know that they would not do something like that, that they would not poop in his bed with him sleeping in it. So I guess the judge just knows all of her friends and knows that they would not do something like that. Okay, so during all of these allegations, there was 14 allegations of abuse discussed in court. Now, 12 out of those 14 times, the judge sided with Amber and stated that he concluded that Johnny did assault Amber. Now, only 2 out of those 14 allegations of abuse was there any evidence admitted whatsoever. Now, there was only 2 pieces of evidence admitted. The first piece was a picture of Amber with a bruise on her face, and the second piece of evidence was a picture of a clump of hair. Now, the first picture, Johnny Depp said he has no idea how Amber got that bruise on her face. He said that she must have fabricated that picture or achieved that bruise with makeup. That's what Johnny says. Now, the second piece of evidence was a picture of a clump of hair. Now, this one is really intriguing to me because it's not a clump of hair like missing out of Amber's head. It's just a clump of hair like on the ground or something. So those are the only 2 pieces of evidence whatsoever that were admitted to prove that Johnny did beat Amber. So it was just those 2 pieces of evidence that were admitted. Now, 3 out of those 14 allegations of abuse were their witnesses. So one of those times, Amber's sister testified on behalf of Amber and said, yes, that's what happened. But the other 2 instances, Johnny Depp's security testified and police officers testified and said the opposite of what Amber said, and said that nothing happened, and the police said that there was no injuries, and they concluded that there was no crime that had been committed. And then Johnny Depp's security said that nothing happened, they would have noticed or they would have heard something, and then when they came into their room that one time, Johnny was in a different room. So all of those times, there was only 3 incidents of witnesses, 2 incidents of any evidence, and out of 14 allegations of abuse. So there is, what is that? 9. So there's 9 instances where it was just he said, she said, and nothing more. But the judge sided with Amber on every single time except 2 times. So he sided with her even when there was witnesses on the contrary to what she said, which was very interesting to me as well. So let's go ahead and talk about witness testimony. Now there was, besides witnesses testifying to what they saw in those particular 14 incidents that they were discussing, there was also witnesses that discussed a lot of other things in the trial. So let's talk about a little bit of what they discussed. Now, Sean Bett, what is happening here? Like, why? What is this? Like, why is this? Let's kind of try to fix that right there. Okay. Okay, so Sean Bett, he is chief of security. I can't talk at all, you guys. He's chief of security for Johnny. Now, Sean says that Amber was verbally and physically abusive towards Johnny, and he says that her violent tendencies usually came out when she had been drinking. Now, he said that him and his team learned to identify and recognize the signs so that they can leave and get Johnny out of that situation before it escalated further. So that is so sad, you guys. So it happened so much that they were able to learn, identify, and recognize the signs of when Amber was going to become physically violent so that they could get out of there and try to get Johnny out of there before it happened. Now that's kind of sad. But another witness, Malcolm Conley, now he is one of Johnny Depp's security as well. Now he says that he was able to corroborate Johnny Depp's version of events when Amber put a cigarette out on Johnny's face and severed his finger. So he was able to corroborate because he was there on the scene right afterwards and was able to corroborate Johnny's what Johnny said happened. Because if you're there right afterwards and Johnny's saying this is what happened and Amber's right there and doesn't say no, he so you kind of get what happened. But Amber actually told two different stories of how Johnny severed his finger. One, she said he smashed a phone into the wall, severing his own finger. And another time in the courts, she said that he punched a wall, and he punched the wall so hard he severed his own finger. But let's hear what Johnny actually says happened in his own words.
I had to protect her at the time. And so I said that it was caught in the door, one of these huge accordion doors at this house. That wasn't the case at all. She smashed, she threw a vodka bottle at me. And my hand was resting on the marble of the bar like that. And the first bottle went just past my ear. And the second one was a larger bottle, and she threw it from about this distance. And it smashed into the bar, and this finger, who I now call Little Richard, was the tip of the finger was severed, and all the bone in here was completely shattered. I mean, it looked like Vesuvius. And then I got infections. I ended up with MRSA twice, so it was very complicated. I was trying to just get the finger back, you know, and deal with the insanity of having had my finger chopped off by this woman that I was married to. I don't recall any of that stuff. When I was down, or when the film was, or when I was off, not being able to work because of the severity of the injury, I had to go back to Los Angeles and have surgery. So most of the time, what I was dealing with was just recuperating, or just, I didn't want to lose the finger. because MRSA, the MRSA infection, is really
Yeah.
quite evil. And I ended up with it twice, so I was really just worried about losing a finger or an arm or...
Story about the bottle, and then Amber, apparently created some story about you punching a wall or something like that?
She says that I did it myself, yeah, by punching a wall.
Just another way to hurt you.
That's it. I'd like to see reactions from scientists. I mean, and physicians who are familiar with kind of, this sort of trauma, this sort of thing, because I'd love to see her explain how someone hits a wall, and if they put their fist through it, that means that it's drywall or something. It's not.
Well, if you're going to...
I agree with Johnny, you guys. I would love to hear some doctors and some specialists and see what they have to say about you being able to sever your own finger by punching a wall. But this is what... But Johnny actually got MRSA 3 times and almost died because of his finger. Now that is crazy. That was like a serious life-threatening injury, and he could have died because of that. And this is what Amber had to say about it.
The last time that it got crazy between us, I really did think I was going to lose my life, and I thought you would do it on accident. And I told you that. I said, oh my God, I thought the first time.
Amber, I lost a fucking finger, man. Come on. I had a mineral can of mineral spirits thrown at my nose.
You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and
yes.
It's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
It doesn't matter if it's a fair fight. My ass.
Exactly, because you're bigger and you're stronger. And so when I say that I thought you could kill me, that doesn't mean you counter with you also that you lost your own finger. I am not trying to attack you here. I'm just trying to point out the fact of why I said call 911. Because you had your hands on me after you threw a phone in my face, and it's gotten crazy in the past, and I truly thought I need to stop this madness before I get hurt.
Oh my God.
And I never think about myself that way. I never defend myself that way. I never see myself as a victim. It's to a fault,
All right. Yeah.
That is so sad. It's so horrible, you guys. Another witness that came forward was named Tara Roberts, and she's the estate manager of Johnny Depp's private island in the Bahamas. Hang on. Now, she said that she has never seen Johnny Depp get physical in any way with Amber, but she has seen Amber lunge violently at Johnny, pull his hair, and commit other acts of aggressive violence against him. Now, Tara Roberts described one incident of alleged assault in 2015 when the couple was on a vacation in the Caribbean islands with Johnny Depp, his 2 kids, and a friend of theirs. Now, she says, quote, Amber was calling him names, and in the middle of the onslaught, I heard her say specifically, your career is over, no one will hire you, you're washed up, you're fat, you will die a lonely man, and also screaming things that were incomprehensible that I couldn't understand. She says Johnny tried to leave, telling her, just leave me alone, but his wife, screaming and berating, rose to a fever pitch. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that is what Tara said. And she also said, during this time, I never saw Johnny hit Amber or push her back, nor did he physically react to any of her attacks in any way. She also said Amber would calm down and apologize just for her to start screaming and hitting him again a little bit later. She said she later saw Johnny with a red swelling gash on the bridge of his nose, and she asked him what happened, and she said, Johnny told me that Amber had thrown a quart-sized can of lacquer thinner at his face, causing the gash on his nose. Now, could you guys imagine that? How his kids are there and one of their friends is there? That is so embarrassing. I would be so humiliated, you guys. That's just so sad. But anyway, another witness is Samantha McMillan. Now, she was Johnny's stylist for over 18 years, and she was Amber's stylist during the time of their marriage. Oops. During the time, my bad, I wasn't paying attention. But she was Amber's stylist as well when they were married. Now, she said that in 2015, the day after Amber accused Johnny of beating her quite severely, she said the very next morning she saw Amber with no makeup or anything on because she was going to do her makeup for a show that she appeared in. Now, there's a video I will link down below where they actually show you pictures of Amber during that show, and there's absolutely no marks on her. But Samantha said that she saw her without any makeup on, and she had no bruises or marks of any kind anywhere on her body. So another witness is Kate James. Now, Kate James said that Amber drafted a letter in 2014 to Homeland Security that she wanted Kate to sign. And Amber told her that she had hired a girl as a set assistant, and the girl was a British citizen and she was being held by immigration. Now, Amber explained to Kate that the girl she hired only had a tourist visa, so Amber drafted a letter to Homeland Security telling them that this girl was a close and personal friend of hers and she was not an employee. So this doesn't really have anything to do with the assaults, but it does show that Amber doesn't have any qualms at all about lying to anyone, whether they are authority or not. Now, Kate James also described a time where Amber smuggled her dogs into Australia. Now, apparently, Amber and Johnny were going to Australia and they wanted to take their dogs, or Amber wanted to take the dogs. And in order to take your dogs to Australia, it is a 6-month prep to get your dogs ready to go to Australia. But Amber knew that her dogs were not ready and she took her dogs anyways. Now, this shows that Amber thinks that she is above the law and she thinks that she doesn't have to listen to any rules or laws at all. Now, on one occasion, Amber actually did get caught smuggling her dogs into Australia, and Johnny had to send the dogs back to LA via a private jet, which costed him a pretty penny. But when Amber had to go to court on this matter, she completely blamed her assistant and completely threw her assistant under the bus. She said that her assistant told her that the dogs were ready and she thought that the dogs were ready. And then her assistant testified and said, no, this is completely untrue. Amber definitely knew that her dogs were not ready and she took them anyway. But that shows how Amber also has no problem lying under oath to get out of taking any responsibility for anything, and it also shows that she doesn't care about throwing anyone under the bus to get out of taking responsibility for anything as well. Amber's former personal assistant also testified on Johnny's behalf in the trial. Now, she says that she confided in Amber one time and she told Amber a horrible, horrific story of her being sexually assaulted at Machete Point 25 years ago in Brazil. Now, she confided this in Amber, and she said that she was shocked to learn that Amber actually took her assault story and twisted it and made it sound like it was her own assault story perpetrated by Johnny. So Amber literally was confided in. This assistant confided in Amber and told Amber that she was assaulted in Brazil 25 years ago at Machete Point. And Amber took her story, twisted it, and said that it was her own assault story, and it was perpetrated by Johnny Depp. That is so disgusting.
I am shocked and appalled.
And just so awful, especially right now, like with the Me Too movement and all these women being brave enough to come forward, and then you have people like this who do stuff like that and cause the clock to go back several years. Like, that is very disgusting and really makes me mad. But besides all of these witnesses that testified on Johnny's behalf, Johnny's exes also came to his defense as well. Now, his ex-wife, Vanessa Paradis, wrote, quote, "I have known Johnny for more than 25 years. We were partners for 14 years and we raised our 2 children together. Through all of these years, I have known Johnny to be a kind, attentive, generous, and nonviolent person and father. I have seen that these outrageous statements have been really distressing and also caused damage to his career because unfortunately, people have gone on believing these false facts. This is also so upsetting as he has helped so many persons in his personal and professional life with kindness and generosity. On movie sets, the actors, directors, and entire crews adore him because he is humble and respectful to everyone, as well as being one of the best actors we have seen." Besides Vanessa Paradis, Winona Ryder also came to Johnny's defense, saying, quote, "I am aware of the violent allegations that have been made publicly for the last few years by Johnny Depp's ex-wife Amber Heard. I knew Johnny very well years ago. We were together as a couple for 4 years, and I counted him as my best friend and as close to me as family. I count our relationship as one of the more significant relationships of my life. I understand that it is very important that I speak from my own experience, as I obviously was not there during his marriage to Amber. But from my own experience, which was so wildly different, I was absolutely shocked, confused, and upset when I heard the accusations against him. The idea that he is an incredibly violent person is the farthest thing from the Johnny I knew and loved. I cannot wrap my head around these accusations. He was never violent towards me. He was never abusive at all towards me. He has never been violent or abusive towards anybody that I have ever seen. I truly and honestly only know him as a really good man and an incredibly loving, extremely caring guy who was so very protective of me and all the people that he loves. And I felt so very, very safe with him. I do not want to call anyone a liar, but from my experience of Johnny, it is impossible to believe that such horrific allegations are true. I find it extremely upsetting knowing him as I do. Now, I do have to say here that I believe his exes, and this is why. If you want to know anything negative about anyone, what you should do is ask their exes. I mean, if your exes have nothing but good things to say about you, then you generally are probably a genuine good person. So the court ruled a few weeks ago on the libel case, and I'm sure with all of the rulings that the judge has said so far. We all know like what he's gonna say, but nevertheless, the court in the UK ruled that the newspaper did not constitute libel, even though Depp wasn't proven to be abusive and their claims can ruin his career. The newspaper was justified by the court to call him a quote wife beater. The judge found the majority of Amber's allegations that Depp abused her proved to the civil standard, even though there was no proof and tons of witnesses on the contrary, and witnesses who describe in detail instances where she had absolutely no qualms about lying to authority and to fit her own narrative and this and that. But therefore, the Sun, that newspaper, was entitled to describe him as a wife beater, is the ruling that they got. Now, in the judge's ruling, he goes on to say that Johnny Depp has tried to paint Amber as a gold digger, and he just wanted to say that he does not, quote, accept this characterization of Miss Heard.
Seriously?
What? I mean, there is just a clear, very clear bias here. I mean, why would the judge even feel compelled to even say that in his ruling? He just wants to say that he does not accept this characterization of Miss Heard. She is not a gold digger. Like, that's not even what it's about. Why do you even have to say that? I don't know, man. Not only did Johnny Depp lose, but he also had to pay $630,000 in legal fees to The Sun, the newspaper. And he also rumored to pay between $3 and $5 million for this trial. So he's out about almost $6 million for trying to clear his name. That is insane, you guys. Now, Amber said outside of the courtroom that this has just been so painful for her and she just wants to move on with her life. But I think that might be a little hard for her, seeing as her trial for defamation starts next spring. Because not only did Johnny file charges against The Sun, but he also filed defamation charges against Amber as well. And he is suing Amber for $50 million for defamation. Now, I do want to mention that it has been rumored that supposedly, now this is just a rumor, I'm not saying it's fact, but supposedly someone found out that the judge in this libel case was actually very good friends with Amber's lawyer in this case. So I don't know if it's true or not. This is just the rumor that's going around. But if it is true, it will definitely make sense to me, because even before all of this, when I was following the trial, I was like, this just doesn't sound right. It sounds very biased, very fishy. It just does not sound right to me. And then when I heard that the judge and Amber's attorney were actually really good friends, I was like, that would make a lot of sense. So I don't know if it's true, but that's what's going around and it would make a lot of sense. But Johnny Depp is appealing the judge's ruling on this case, and he is taking this case higher up. I don't know exactly what it's called over there, but here it would be like the Supreme Court or whatever he's taking the case to. But yeah, he's taking the case higher over there, and he is appealing the ruling, which I think is a good thing. Next is the upcoming trial that Johnny has against Amber for defamation. Now, this trial has been put off several times because of the pandemic, but right now it is scheduled to begin on May 3rd, 2021. And the trial will be taking place in Virginia. Now, this trial, Johnny is suing Amber for $50 million for defamation. Now, Amber and her lawyers tried to get the case thrown out, but were unsuccessful. Now, after they were unsuccessful to get the case thrown out, Amber countered and is now suing Johnny, countersuing Johnny for $100 million. Now she says that she is countersuing him for $100 million, claiming that Johnny orchestrated a smear campaign against her and is claiming that she is a liar, a hoaxer, and a perjurer. So she's countersuing him, saying that he orchestrated a smear campaign against her and saying she's a liar, hoaxer, and a perjurer, which hoaxer, I mean, I don't know how you would prove that, but we already proved in this video that she is a liar and that she lied, and they proved that already in the other trial, but I'm sure it won't be too hard to prove it again. And you can also prove that she is a perjurer by this new witness who is going to be testifying against her, saying that she lied on the stand, which is perjury. So I don't know how good her counterclaim is going to be, but let's move on. Okay, so Johnny and his lawyers are getting ready for his defamation trial against Amber here in Virginia. Now, they started off by subpoenaing the Children's Hospital of LA and the ACLU. Now, these two charities are the two charities that Amber told everyone she donated her $7 million divorce settlement to. And these two charities both say that Amber did not donate a dime to them. Now, Amber and her lawyers tried to fight this and tried to get these two charities thrown out to where they wouldn't be able to testify. Now, their motions were denied, and it looks like both charities are going to be able to testify. Now, also, I talked about a surprise witness. Now, this surprise witness, her name is Jennifer Howell, and this woman is the best friend, or the, quote, chosen sister of Amber's sister Whitney. So she is her best friend, and they are so close they call each other their chosen sister. Now, Amber's sister Whitney testified in the UK against Johnny, saying that Johnny was hitting Amber and she tried to intervene, and Johnny almost threw her down a flight of stairs. Now, what actually happened, allegedly, according to Whitney herself and this Jennifer Howe woman, is Amber was attacking Johnny yet again, and Whitney tried to intervene. Now, when Whitney tried to intervene, Amber almost pushed Whitney down the stairs, either on purpose or on accident, when she was trying to push Johnny down the stairs. Now, after this incident, Whitney went that night and stayed the night with Jennifer Howe and told Jennifer Howe and several other people in the room the entire story. Now, after this incident with the stairs, Whitney then went that night and stayed the night with Jennifer Howe at her place and told Jennifer Howe and everyone else that was in the room at that time the entire story in great detail. So Jennifer Howe is now going to testify and tell the entire story that Whitney told her that night. Now, Jennifer is also going to testify about Whitney's fear of her sister Amber, and she's also going to testify that Amber has beat up Whitney before. And she'll be testifying to all of this in detail. Now, again, Amber and her lawyers tried to file a motion to get Jennifer to not be able to testify, but again, that motion was denied, and Jennifer will be testifying. Now, real quick, I want to go over a couple of screenshots and emails between Jennifer Howe and Amber's sister Whitney. So let's go through these real quick, and we're almost to the end, I swear. First screenshot we have here is a text message from Whitney, Amber's sister, to Jennifer Howe. Now it says, it is on Sunday, June 28th at 12:41 a.m. Oh, hi, J-Ho. Love and miss you too. Sorry for the delay. In the UK at present, so the time difference is a What's new with you? After almost a month of no response from Jennifer, Whitney texts her again on Sunday, July 26th at 3:31 a.m. She says, "Hey, chosen sister," which chosen sister in the text, you can see that they must be really close. She says, "Hey, chosen sister, I'm so sorry for the late text. As you know, I'm in the UK for court. Can you please call me when you have a chance when you wake up? I've gotten some calls from the Sun's legal team about you possibly getting involved and giving evidence to Johnny Depp's team. I told the Sun that there is no way this could be true, so I just wanted to talk to you. No matter what, I love you." Okay, so Jennifer Howe responds to Whitney, Amber's sister, by saying, "You are my chosen sister, and I love you with my entire heart. I was served 2 subpoenas yesterday. I was questioned and just told them the truth as I know it. I would never lie in any court proceeding or anything else. My one and only concern in any of this is you. I have a letter I have written to you, and I am giving it to you tomorrow. I hope you know how much I love you, and protecting you is something I will do now and always." Now, after this, Amber's sister responds with this: "Jen, why wouldn't you talk to me first? Adam Waldman is a vindictive liar who is trying to bring down my family and willing to do anything to do so. He can and will use anything you say, good or bad, to hurt us." Now, after this, we have a little bit more of a text from Whitney saying, "Jen, there is no way you were served 2 subpoenas. Just talked." Now, we don't get the rest of this screenshot, but it's probably going to say something like she just talked to some sort of lawyer and they said that wasn't true, or something like that. But let's move on and see what else is being said. Okay, so it looks like what Whitney is so scared of is Jennifer Howe's declaration for the trial. So here is the declaration that Jennifer Howe is giving for the upcoming trial. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and read it all to you guys real quick and see what you guys think. So it says the first part, of course, Jennifer Howe declaration as follows: "I am over the age of 18 and not a party to this action. I have forehand personal knowledge of the facts set forth below, and if called as a witness, could completely testify thereto." Okay, it's a little blurry. I'm doing my best. Whitney Herquez, whose maiden name is Whitney Heard, is my dear friend. She has told me that I am her, quote, chosen sister. I also call her my, quote, chosen sister. Whitney worked for me at a nonprofit organization that I founded 22 years ago and run called the Art of Elysian. We take artists and help them be of service to communities in need. We serve over 30,000 individuals in need each year. Whitney volunteered for the organization in 2014 for about 6 months, and she worked full-time as a paid employee for me in 2015-2016, where Whitney served as art salon manager / director. I have learned that Whitney testified in court July 23rd in London about a violent incident in March 2015 on the stairs at Johnny Depp's penthouse. She testified that Johnny supposedly hit Amber and Whitney on the stairs at Johnny Depp's penthouse. Then Whitney said she has to go live with her employer, where she had to go sleep on the floor. I am that employer. This is not what I was told to be true. First, Whitney came to live in the guest room of my apartment on Wilshire Boulevard, not on my floor, but in my guest room. Second, when Whitney arrived, she was a mess. Whitney told me she tried to stop her sister Amber from hitting and attacking Johnny on the stairs. Whitney said when she tried to intervene to stop Amber from going after Johnny, Amber nearly pushed Whitney down the stairs. She told me she was worried Amber was going to, quote, kill Johnny. She told me she had endured that kind of abuse her entire life, firsthand from her father and then from Amber, who she said she was extremely violent. She lived with me because she did not feel she could go back to live at the Eastern Columbia building. My father reminded me this morning that I told him that, quote, Whitney had moved in with me because she was terrified of her sister, end quote. While Whitney was living with me, she told me Johnny kept checking in to see how she was doing and that he called her sis and that she called him brother. Whitney said to me on multiple occasions she did not know why he was staying in the relationship nor why he was putting up with Amber's abuse. Whitney shared with me the damage endured by both her and Amber as children and the injuries she had suffered from Amber both psychologically and physically. Whitney was devastated during this time and my heart broke for her. When Whitney came back from New York, I believe it was for Tribeca Film Festival, the Adderall Diaries premiere, or both, she shared with me and everyone in the office that Amber freaked out, attacked Whitney, and threw a wine glass full of red wine at her in an elevator. While Amber and Johnny were in Australia, Whitney was in the office sitting in the black and white chair near the kitchen and loudly proclaimed, "Oh my God, she's done it now. She has cut off his effing finger." I knew Paige Heard, Amber and Whitney's mother. Paige shared with me while I was visiting Whitney that Elon Musk had gifted a Tesla or multiple Teslas, not sure if it was one or more, but Amber found out that they were bugged. Paige told me that Amber said Elon was controlling, abusive, and that she was in a legal battle with him over the rights to embryos that they had created together. He wanted to destroy them, and Amber tried to keep them to have a baby. Paige told me that Johnny was either an angel or a saint compared to Elon, and she wished that Amber and Johnny would reconcile. Paige also told me the reason Johnny and Amber broke up was because Amber was violent and emotional and loved Johnny so much that she could not control it. I was indeed taken aback because this conversation occurred after the divorce and when Hunter was only a few months old, and I was at Whitney's house. Whitney told me that Amber and Johnny were still in touch and that they were each other's true loves or something to that exact sentiment. Whitney was still going through the emotions of having had a baby and all of those ups and downs, and I could not believe that Amber and Johnny's relationship was being discussed while Whitney was the one who needed to be the focal point and needed our support. When Amber got into legal trouble regarding smuggling the dogs into Australia, she asked me to write her a character reference about her charity work, and I did so. We had given her a humanitarian award. She volunteered with the charity and attended events for the charity. I am still grateful for that. I knew nothing about her personal life behind closed doors until I became close with Whitney. When Amber was in trouble with the Australian authorities, she asked me to write a character letter in support of her, which I did. I wrote on behalf of Amber for her volunteering with the charity. Later, when Amber and Johnny were divorcing, $7 million of the proceeds was supposed to go to charity. I learned that none of it would be directed to the Art of Elysium, which Amber had been so closely associated with for years. Instead, I understood it would all go to the ACLU and the LA Children's Hospital. I asked Amber's publicist why, when she and Amber had been so eager to use our name in the press during the divorce, and when the funds would mean so much to a small organization like ours, would Amber direct all of the money to these other two huge charities that she had not been associated with? Amber's publicist told me that they were more prominent charities with more significant press reach and got international press. Then, months later, a $250,000 donation came into our organization from an anonymous donor on behalf of Amber Heard. The funds did not come from Amber. I believe this donation came from Elon. Years later, on July 24th, 2020, I received 2 subpoenas from Johnny's attorney after Whitney testified about sleeping on my floor following the stairs incident. The following day, I spoke with Johnny's attorney, Adam Waldman, for the first time. I told him the stories of my experience with Whitney, Paige, and Amber, and he asked me to give this declaration. I shared the names of the Arts of Elysium staff who worked during the same time as Whitney, who also heard these things and more, and willingly gave access to my emails, texts to confirm dates and timelines of all stated. Whew, now that's definitely going to explode when Johnny and Amber square off on their trial. Now, the Daily Mail ended up finding out about this and reporting on this, and after the report came out, Amber's sister Whitney said the following. Last night, Whitney said, "This is complete fiction. Jennifer Howe's statements do not bear any relationship to the truth, and I have no idea why she is saying this." Now, I don't think Jennifer Howe really liked that statement very much from Whitney, because she retorts with an email. And the email says the following. "I was just given the statement you made about me to go to press. Wow, Whitney, if you want to call me a liar while you are lying under oath, then I promise you that I will prove in every way that I am not lying. You questioning my integrity, my honesty, and sincerity that I take with my word is desperate at best. Again, there are 20 plus people that heard everything that you said. I have opened my home, heart, life to you and have never been anything but honest and loving with you. I let you in when you told me you needed to be protected from your sister. I love you and I'm doing everything in my power to do what is right for you, and you call me a liar. Wow." Yikes. So the next thing I really want to talk about is, why should we even care? You know what I mean? Because if there's like all of these bad, horrible things being said about you, you're going to have a bad reputation and no one is going to want to work with you. Like, no one's going to hire you. Nobody's going to sponsor you. Nobody's wants to work with you if you're a bad person. They don't want to be the person that employs that terrible bad person, you know? So since all of these accusations have come out, Disney ended up firing Johnny Depp from the Pirates franchise. I don't even want to mention this part because I don't know if it's true, but an article came out and I'm trying to track down their resources and their sources, but I can't really track it down. So I don't know if this is true or not. So I didn't know if I even wanted to mention it, but I read an article stating that Amber Heard is actually up for the new female part in the new Pirates movie. Now, if this is true, if Disney would do something as nasty as that, and that is just so incredibly disrespectful, it's a total slap in the face to Johnny Depp. I couldn't believe that any reputable company like that would do something like that, but they might, I don't know. So we'll just wait and see if that's true or not. But anyways, Johnny Depp also got asked to step down by Warner Brothers. Johnny was in the new movie Fantastic Beasts as Grindelwald, and Warner Brothers asked him to step down. And of course, Johnny didn't put up a fight or a fuss or anything like that, and he did step down, but he also didn't lie about it either. He did put up a post on his Instagram telling his fans what happened, and people were understandably upset about it. Now, it seems like Warner Brothers actually got mad at Johnny for him telling his fans that they asked him to step down. And I really don't see why. I mean, he isn't going to lie about it, and he shouldn't have to lie, or he shouldn't have to act like he just quit or something. I mean, that's total crap. Why should he have to lie for them asking him to step down? I mean, if you're going to ask me to step down, I'm not going to be a dick about it or anything. I'm going to step down, but I'm not going to lie to my fans either and like cover your ass, you know? I think he did nothing wrong by telling his fans what really happened, but it seems like Warner Brothers is kind of pissed off at him for telling the truth, which is stupid. So, I mean, these allegations seem to be ruining every aspect of Johnny's life. Now, he also mentioned that his son is being bullied now in school, and kids are asking him, like, how does it feel that your dad's a wife beater and this and that? And that shit is just not okay. You know what I mean? So this is very important because, yes, you don't want bad people to have, like, huge platforms and have this kind of power and stuff. And you don't want them to have these wonderful, huge careers if they're like these evil people. But on the other hand, you don't want somebody that's a good person to lose everything because of rumors and lies about them. So it's kind of like a gray area you got to be careful with. So it's very important and it's very sad and it can happen, but unfortunately it happens a lot now. Like, cancel culture is huge now, you know what I mean? And now there are some turds out there who have said, oh, so what? He's Johnny Depp. He has so much money, it doesn't matter. But money isn't really everything to people. You know what I mean? And I don't care how much money he has. Your reputation is something that you can't buy, you know? And if he didn't do these things, and if he did not do these things, he should not be suffering the consequences for them. That's what I think anyway. Oh, shit. I forgot I still got to put my eyelashes on. I'm just rambling my ass off now. Now, Amber's career, on the other hand, I don't think absolutely anything negative has happened in her career. Like, if anything, she's more well-known now after all of this. She hasn't been fired for anything. It seems like it's given her more exposure, and even if it's negative exposure, it doesn't seem to really matter. In Hollywood, if a man is called an abuser, he loses everything, but if a woman's called an abuser or like lies about being abused or anything, it seems like nothing bad really happens to her. And I thought that we have moved on from this, you know what I mean? I thought that men and women were equal. If a woman and a man are so equal nowadays, then the consequences and everything need to be the same too. And I mean, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? The moral of the story, for me anyway, is cancel culture. Is it a good thing? Like, it can be a good thing sometimes, but I think sometimes it can be too quick to judge. You know what I mean? It just seems like there are many people that should be canceled, that definitely deserve to be canceled, like Onision, maybe, or Davi Vanity, maybe, but haven't been and still have these huge platforms. And on the other hand, there's other people that didn't even do anything and everybody turns against them. Like, look at what happened to James Charles, you know? And that sister scandal, that scandal was completely orchestrated by other people, and he didn't do anything wrong, and he lost like millions of subscribers and everything. But then once everybody found out it was all lies, I mean, he got his subscribers back. But that's just how that's what I mean about sometimes it's too quick to, you know, judge. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why some people can do all these horrible things and it's like no big deal, and they seem to get away with anything. And then other people who have the same amount of popularity, everyone will turn on them for any little thing, even when it's not true. I mean, it doesn't seem to be how popular you are. Before I was like, is it how popular you are? But James Charles was super popular and everybody turned on him in like a blink of an eye. So I don't know. I just kind of wonder what it is that sets some people apart from other people. It really makes me curious. What do you guys think about that? So what do you guys think about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard controversy? What do you guys believe? Whose side are you guys on and why? I want to know what you guys think. I love hearing what you guys think and your opinions and everything down below. So definitely let me know what you guys think about this video, what you guys think about Johnny and Amber, whose side you're on, what you think about the trial, what you think about the upcoming trial. I want to know everything you guys think. I love hearing your opinions. So let me know what you guys think. So, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps for you guys to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you guys got through the entire video, thank you so much for watching the whole video. I know it was another long one, and I'll try to keep my videos shorter from here on out, but I wanted to get the entire story out there for you guys as well. I know there's a lot going on with this story, so I wanted to get it all in one video for you guys. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. You know you want to. I would love to have you guys in the family. I put up new content at least twice a week, and I know I was a little late on this video because of Christmas, but I am back to my schedule now, and I come out with new content at least twice a week. And I really hope to see you guys in the next video. And remember, guys, in a world where you can be anything, please be kind. Bye, guys.